We're back on the Chef You and I, and now we're going to make a gluten-free pie for my nephew, who has to have everything gluten-free. And Thomas Gosney was so sweet. He's a wonderful chef who sent me his methods of procedures. And it's a wonderful book, and it has all kinds of different recipes in it that are very unusual and that are great. And this one is called Healthy Chocolate Silk Pie with Gluten-Free Macadamia Crust. And this is what we're going to make. And so you're going to need to go to the store, probably to someplace like Whole Foods or wherever you can find different, products that actually you can use. But the granola you can get at any store. I got the macadamia nuts, and I got the tofu, and I got semi-sweet chocolate bars, and that's what we're going to do. So the first ingredients are 24 ounces of silken tofu. We have semi-sweet chocolate, which we are actually melting in a double boiler behind me. Gluten-free granola, which is plain. We're going to use 2 cups of it. 1 tablespoon of melted butter right here, or vegan butter, and a cup of macadamia nuts, which we have right here, and 16 fresh raspberries for garnish. And I'm going to start now, and the first thing that you want to do is you want to pour your granola and melted butter and macadamia nuts into the blender. And this is our food processor, and we're going to do it in this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually put this on right here, and then I'm going to pour these into the food processor, and about maybe half of the 2 cups, maybe a cup, and some macadamia nuts and the melted butter. Okay, now we're going to blend them, and you have to really watch this so you don't burn up your motor. So it's just like that. So you're going to get that all done because you're going to actually put it in this pie crust, right? Make a nice pie crust with it. And so it's going to be awesome. Just a second. Move that over there. And we've got to put this in there in just a second. Okay, now what we're going to do is add more of it because we have to do actually 2 cups. So there's that. And the rest of the macadamia nuts, which are right here. And a little more of the butter. Hold on a second. I want to scrape that butter out and put that in there. And I like to use ghee, actually, which is clarified butter, which is great and really healthier for you. Okay, and we're just going to get this done. As soon as we get this done, we're going to put it into okay, that looks done enough, and we're going to actually take this out, and we're going to press this into our pie pan. So let's just take this off. And what we're going to do, and just let me take my glasses off here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to take this and we're going to press it into our pie pan. Tightly. Okay, so what we want to do is go like this, and like that, and get it around there. So it's really not baking it at all, which makes it really nice because you're going to chill it. And then we're going to take our tofu, and you want to press this really tight against the side. And it's really going to make a great pie. People aren't going to know that you use tofu. They're not going to know at all that you're making tofu. So just don't tell them, unless they're allergic to it or something like that. But they're not going to be able to taste it because tofu, actually, when you get used to it, is really, really, really good. That looks kind of nice. Let's just use a little bit more. And you're going to set this aside in a minute. And this will actually kind of harden when you get it into the refrigerator. Let's just use all of it. Okay, now we're going to move that to the side. And in a minute we're going to put the tofu in there. So bring it up. So it has like a little edge. And then you're going to chill this for a few hours after we get the main ingredient in. And then we're going to taste it. It's so good. I can't wait to try this. We're going to take a little break and we'll be right back. We're back on the Chef You and I, and we're actually taking the tofu, and I put some of the tofu in here already. And what we're doing is we're blending it up and making it really smooth. So I'm going to add a little bit more of the tofu, and now I'm going to turn the blender on, and I'm going to blend it for a few seconds, and then I'm going to add the rest of it. And you want it to be really smooth and easy to work with, and that's the important part. So that looks good. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add the rest of our tofu. Just pour it in there. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, and it's kind of messy when you first use it, so not to worry. All right, we're going to do that. We're going to move that. We'll move this out of the way. And what we're going to do is put this back on. We'll blend it. All right, looking pretty good to me. And then we're going to use the extra 16 macadamia nuts, and we're going to put that on top of the pie in just a minute. This looks pretty good. You have to do this very quickly, or it makes the chocolate not too great. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our tofu, and we're going to put it into this bowl, right? And we'll do this in a minute. All right, I just need a spoon here, and we're going to put that tofu in there and get it all out, because this is the basis of your pie. So, and then when you add the chocolate to it, oh my gosh, it's going to be so delicious. I cannot wait. All right, we'll use that, and then we'll take this and just clean that off a little bit. You don't want to lose that extra tofu. All right, now what you're going to do after you get done with this, and I'm going to move this out of the way. And what we're going to do now, very carefully, is we are going to add our chocolate to the tofu. All right, so what we're going to do is we're actually adding the chocolate in. And you want to do it really quickly because the chocolate's hot. And the camera can see that I got it all. And that's 12 ounces of chocolate. 12 ounces of chocolate. All right. That right there. Now what you need to do is you need to mix this really quickly into the tofu. That's good. And that looks beautiful. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to get this into our pie. We're making macadamia crust. That looks really good. All right, let's do that. So let's put that there. And we're going to take our crust right here. And we're going to take our beautiful mixture. And we're going to spread it. Get it all. I'll clean that off in a minute. Just a second. And what you want to do is you want to spread it. I'll move that over a little. That won't hurt. I'll clean that up in a minute. And that looks beautiful. Really nice. Easy, easy, easy. And people will not know what this is. Actually, looks like a chocolate pie to me. And I think I'm going to get a knife here. A little knife. And I'm going to bring that back in there. like that. And then I'm going to add the nuts, and I'm going to put my raspberries on there. And raspberries right now are plentiful. And let's bring this up a little. I shouldn't have worn those earrings today, kids. Well, so let's put the macadamia nuts on there and the raspberries. So just take a little short break. We're back on the Chef You and I, and I'm just putting the raspberries on my pie. And what I'm doing is I'm taking my macadamia nuts and I'm putting them in between the raspberries. So spread the raspberries out a little and then put a macadamia nut. So you have about 16 macadamia nuts around your pie. And this is so pretty. I know that my nephew is going to absolutely love this because he loves desserts, but guess what? He doesn't get that many because he has to really search, homemade wise, for gluten-free. So this is really a nice gluten-free recipe that Chef Gosney gave us. And I have to tell you, such a pleasure working with him. And he was Shaquille O'Neal's actual personal chef. So these recipes are tried and true recipes that he's made for lots of people. So anyhow, we have one in the center. And then let's just put some nuts around it like that, which is really sweet. All right, that looks really pretty. And we can put a little green if you want to, some mint leaves or something like that to give it a really pretty look. And that's nice. So this is really a beautiful pie. So easy to make, so easy to do. And it was just so simple. And the cool part about it is that it only took us minutes, right? Minutes. So here you go. Here's our pie. We're going to chill it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, and it's good to go. We'll be right back after these messages.